Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Nick at BarBend.com, and today I'm going to be talking about the best whey protein powders on the market. I have tried many whey protein powders, and I'm going to land on my favorite for gaining weight, for losing weight, the best all-natural protein powder, the best value protein powder, and a whole bunch of other ones. Some of these we bought, some of them the company sent us for free. I'm really excited to dive into my favorites, but if you're interested in checking out my full list of the best whey protein powders on the market for various different goals, just make sure you Google the full article with BarBend plus best whey. So if you're looking to put on muscle, my personal favorite whey protein powder out there is Dymatize Iso-100. The reason I think it is the best whey protein for putting on muscle is because the first ingredient is hydrolyzed whey protein isolate, which is kind of the most processed form of whey you can get. So the most basic form is whey concentrate. Process that into whey isolate, it has fewer carbs and fat. Then you process that a bit more, you get hydrolyzed whey, which some people consider to be partially broken down or like partially digested. So when you consume it, it digests a little bit faster than other forms of whey. So in that respect, it could get protein to your muscles a bit faster than other kinds of whey. On top of that, it's pretty inexpensive for a hydrolyzed whey, which is typically pretty pricey. And it tastes really good with water, which is a very rare quality with protein powder. And it's also tested by informed choice, which means that it's very unlikely to have banned substances in it, which can be a pretty big concern for a lot of athletes. So that was my top pick for putting on muscle. My second favorite whey protein powder for putting on muscle is Whey Gold from Ultimate Nutrition. The reason for that is, it is a little bit more expensive than the other product, and it's not all hydrolyzed whey. However, this does have some waxy maize in it, which can spike the insulin following a workout, and a lot of people like to spike their insulin after a workout because that could potentially help to send like carbohydrates and protein to the blood, to the muscle cells a bit more quickly. So if that's a goal of yours, Whey Gold is definitely a good pick, but my favorite is definitely Iso-100. So let's say you really want to gain some mass. You're going to want a lot of calories and a lot of carbohydrates. So for my money, the best mass gaining whey protein powder out there is definitely this big bag of mass gainer from Transparent Labs. What I really like about this product is that, first of all, it's a pretty good source of fiber for a mass gainer. It's also relatively low in sugar. It's got 15 grams of sugar for 109 grams of carbohydrates. In about 200 grams, you get 740 calories with a 1:2 ratio of protein to carbohydrates. Plus, there's no artificial flavors in this, and there's no soy. And the whey is grass-fed from New Zealand cows, which I thought was a nice touch. Plus, there's some MCT oils in here. So I was a pretty big fan of this product here. For a close runner-up, my favorite was Less Naked Mass from Naked Nutrition. The reason I quite like this product is that it is also all natural. It's a tiny bit more nutritious. It's also very low in sugar, but I wasn't as crazy about the ratio of protein to carbs. This is 1:5 ratio, which some people might find to be a little bit too high in carbohydrates. Nonetheless, I think it's a pretty solid product if you don't mind a bit of added sugar. So now I want to talk about what I think is the best whey protein powder for women. Now, I'm not saying this product is uniquely suited for women. I think it could benefit any athlete, and personally, I really enjoy consuming it myself, but it is marketed toward women, and it does possess some traits that I find have often been valued by female athletes. So with that in mind, I think Pretty Fit's Whey Isolate is a really good product. I got a few reasons for that. First of all, it is very friendly to people on restrictive diets. So firstly, it doesn't contain any soy, which is something that a lot of female athletes do try to limit for one reason or another. It's also super low in carbohydrates and fat. There's less than 1 gram of carbs and no fat at all, which makes it very versatile. It can fit into a bunch of different types of diets. There's also no artificial ingredients. There's no artificial sweeteners or flavors or colors, even though it tastes pretty good. There's also a digestive enzyme blend in here, which could potentially make it a little bit easier on sensitive stomachs and like reduce like bloating and indigestion and stuff like that. Finally, it's just low in calories. It's just 100 calories here. Not everyone needs the large amount of calories that a lot of these larger athletes with a lot of muscle mass require. So this is a bit friendlier to athletes who are on the lighter side. So for all those reasons and more, I think this is a really solid choice for women. So, which is the best whey protein powder for men? Well, in my experience, and again, I've tried a bunch of them, I really think that My Protein's The Whey is the best one out there. My Protein is probably better known for their very inexpensive whey concentrate called Impact, but The Whey is their attempt at producing a more sophisticated product. So this is a blend of 3 types of protein. So it's whey protein isolate, whey concentrate, and hydrolyzed whey. And it's important to note that whey isolate is the first ingredient. So this puts it in competition with a lot of the better known, more established brands out there, like Ultimate Nutrition's Gold Standard, which is also a blend of 3 wheys. But unlike that product, This does not contain any soy lecithin. So in addition to that, there's also a really wide variety of digestive enzymes here as well. So normally in a whey protein powder, you're gonna get maybe 1, maybe 3. This has like 6. There's amylase, protease, lipase, cellulase, lactase, and some proteases in aminogen as well. So all of that means that it could potentially help to reduce digestive discomfort and maybe increase the amount of protein that you absorb from your diet, which could be especially useful for guys on really high protein diets. So all of that combined with the fact that this chocolate fudge flavor tastes really good with water, so you don't have to make sure you have like milk on hand if you want to consume it, means that, in my opinion, this is the best protein out there for men. Now when it comes to picking the best whey protein powder for weight loss, in my opinion, I think Fitness Delight is the best whey protein on the market. It's marketed toward women, but of course anyone can consume it. And there are a few interesting things going for it. First of all, very low calorie, just 90 calories a scoop, which is pretty remarkable for whey protein powders, which are often 120, 130, 150. Another thing that I quite like about this, and is very unusual, is that it contains a greens and superfood blend. So 500 milligrams of every scoop of this is gonna have stuff like barley grass and watermelon flesh powder, spinach leaf, stuff like that. So that could potentially help to add some antioxidants to the mix, which are always good for your health. Finally, the most interesting thing about this is that it contains solathin, which is a potato protein extract. Studies have actually found that potatoes may be the most satiating food out there. It's really good at abating your hunger. And so I have found, and many others have found as well, that when you take a scoop of Fitness Delight, it's a lot better at like cutting through hunger cravings than other protein powders. So yeah, definitely this can be very useful if you're looking to lose weight. I should mention that I am not a doctor, and you should consult with your doctor before undertaking any weight loss regimen. With that said, I'm a big fan of this product. A second runner-up would have been Iso-Cool. This product I mostly just like because it's also low in calories. It's just 90 calories a serving, and it tastes really good with water, so I can help you to save some calories as well. So we often get asked which is the best all-natural whey protein powder. Something with no artificial colors or flavors or sweeteners. Oftentimes that also means what has like no added soy and also no gluten and things like that. The best whey protein powder, in my opinion, that fits all of those criteria and more, this one here, Onnit's grass-fed whey protein isolate. This product has a ton going for it. It is all natural. It's flavored with a bunch of natural sweeteners like monk fruit extract and stevia leaf and natural flavors. On top of that, it's made with sunflower oil and dried cream extract to give it a bit of a creamier taste. There's also some MCT oils in there, which a lot of people really like. It's made from grass-fed cows from New Zealand. They wander around on lush pastures, like consuming grass. And another thing, and this is something that I've never seen in a whey protein powder before, it contains probiotic bacteria in addition to a bunch of digestive enzymes. So that could potentially help to improve your digestion and maybe even like your immunity as well. So I'm a big fan of Onnit's grass-fed whey. Runner-up for this category, definitely Muscle Feast's grass-fed whey isolate. This is also all natural. It doesn't contain any artificial sweeteners or anything. It is missing a lot of the bells and whistles that comes with Onnit's products, like things like the probiotics and the digestive enzymes and stuff like that. But on the plus side, this is a much less expensive product. Now, if value for money is a really big priority for you when it comes to getting whey protein powder, in my opinion, the best combination of value and quality you can get is Bodytech's Whey Tech Pro 24. Now, this is Vitamin Shop's in-house brand. That's why this is so inexpensive, but it's got really good quality ingredients. Whey isolate is the first ingredient on the list, and it honestly has pretty much all the same ingredients as a lot of the bigger name brands like Optimum Nutrition, including digestive enzymes, of which this has heaps. But this costs, I mean, it depends on when you buy it. The price can change at any moment for any reason, and it depends on how much you buy as well. But generally speaking, you're looking at between 2.5 and 3.5 cents per gram of protein, which is very, very reasonably priced, especially when you factor in the fact that this rich chocolate flavor tastes really good with water, which is a very rare quality in protein powders. So really big fan of this product. Finally, I want to talk about the best grass-fed whey protein powder. And for that, I'm going to come back to Onnit's grass-fed whey isolate. As I mentioned, this comes from free-roaming cows wandering around New Zealand, and it gets processed with a bunch of natural ingredients, so there are no artificial flavors or sweeteners or anything in here, which is often pretty important for folks who are interested in this all-natural grass-fed sort of whey protein powder. Really, really tasty. The flavorings here, you've got some stevia extract, some monk fruit and stuff like that. Plus, this actually doubles as the best protein powder for digestion in my experience. Before I got this, the most enzymes I'd seen in a protein powder were 3. This has 7. Plus, as I mentioned earlier, It's got some lactobacillus probiotics in here as well, which could improve everything from digestion to immunity and a wide variety of other health effects. So I'm a really big fan of this product. Really, really tasty. A little bit expensive though. So if you want another option, a runner-up was Naked Whey. Now this is just grass-fed whey concentrate, so it has more fat, but that could be a pro if you're interested in grass-fed whey, because most of the health benefits of grass-fed whey reside in the fat. There's very little fat in grass-fed whey isolate. This is a good fatty whey concentrate. It comes from free-roaming grass-fed cows as well. It's processed without acid. It's cold processed as well, and there's nothing GMO. There's no soy, no gluten. It's just whey protein concentrate. It's a bit harder to mix in your shaker, but it is less expensive, and again, you get that extra fat as well. All right, so those are all the best whey protein powders I wanted to talk about today, but if you want to read my full article where I get into a bunch of other best whey protein powders, including the best whey for testosterone, the best for replacing a meal, best for high blood pressure, and a whole bunch of others, make sure you Google the full article with BarBend plus best whey.